Okay, there you go. All right. We're live. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Mentor Myron Santana, the corporate entertainer and soft skills guru of the Philippines. Happy Monday po sa inyong lahat, and I hope that everybody has had a great start of the week so far, and you're able to put your best foot forward in everything that you think, everything that you decide on, and everything that you guys act on. Okay, so this is our effort once again to offer what we call freemiums. Okay, they are highly value adding learning experiences for which you don't have to pay a single thing at all. So this is entirely free. Okay, and we're offering this to you to help you guys turn your life, your business, or your work around this pandemic situation. And you guys will be very interested in our chosen topic for today, okay? Because this is strategic thinking, all right? It goes by different names. You may also call it entrepreneurial thinking or big picture thinking. But this time, this topic is centered on this hashtag new normal. So I would like you guys to not only watch and listen to this, but also grab something to write on and take notes, because every single concept that we're going to talk about here is something that's going to be very applicable to your life, be it in business or at work. Okay? So, batiin muna natin lahat ng mga nanonood na right now. We are going live on our Facebook page or fan page at www.facebook.com/the corporate CORPORATE enter trainer ENTERTRAINER. And you guys are lucky and blessed. You guys have already liked or followed this page, because you ought to be tuning in. Okay, you ought to be tuning in by now. Okay, let me just go ahead and check if we are really going live on this on my mobile phone, so that we can also initiate a watch party that we can share with or through my personal account. So hold on one second here. Oh, by the way, this is also we've cross posted on our company page, MSS Business Solutions. So this is also going live on facebook.com/MSS Myron Solve Santa Ana Biz BIZ Solutions with an S plural. Okay, so go ahead and visit it there as well. Okay, let me just see here. All right, there you go. We're live right now. So we already have people standing by for our discussion. So muli, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. And once again, hopefully you guys are having a great Monday so far. Once again, whatever you think, however you think, dictates whatever your actions are going to be and whatever the results from your actions are going to be. So ensure that you guys are trading, right, this first day of the week. Not only just a simple Monday, but a Yaman day as well. Okay, when I say Yaman, I'm not just talking about material richness, okay, but also spiritual, psychological, mental, social, and physical richness. Okay, so there you go. So okay na pala. It's already here on the videos list, but it's not offering us an option to start it as a watch party. So let's just wait a little longer, or maybe this is really how it goes now. And natin ang mabilis, ah. Okay. So this is it. Wala pa so far. Okay, tingnan natin sa options. Anyway, let's see later on if this is gonna change, okay? Because it's giving us an option to share it, but not an option to start it as a watch party. Okay, or maybe this is really how it goes if you're just going live from a platform like Zoom. Okay, so once again, Mentor Myron Santana, happy Monday to you as well, Mentor. Ano po ba ang pag-uusapan natin? I saw it, and you said it's going to be strategic thinking, all right, in the new normal. So I'm pretty sure that you're not gonna say that's a new term. Okay, this is my first time to see or hear it. Okay, it's a term that has already been used since time immemorial. Okay, strategic thinking, because from the words themselves, strategic. Okay, from the base word strategy, estrategia, discarte. All right, so which means that this kind of thinking specifically deals with strategies, all right, methodologies that we must not only acquire but also employ so that we're able to arrive at the most sound decisions, especially when we're dealing with problems like in the situation we're in right now, di ba? Itong ating global pandemic situation. So we're gonna have a presentation here, and as we go through from one slide to another, all right, I have here my whiteboard to give you concrete examples that are not only basic, okay, but instances that really happen on a daily basis, even in our normal lives, okay? Para kahit paano is ma-adjust natin to our level of understanding what seems to be an intimidating term, strategic thinking, okay? So don't you worry, we're gonna explain it in a manner that you guys would not only understand but also appreciate truly, okay? So let's get this started. So meron akong inihanda dito ang PowerPoint presentation. Let's go ahead and show it to you guys. Here we go. There you go. All right. Oops. There. Okay, so hopefully everybody can already see my presentation, and I'm also monitoring this on our mobile phone to ensure that it's really showing up. Okay, and I would really encourage everyone to go ahead and comment on our Facebook, okay? So let me just go there real quick para makita natin yung mga comments or reactions nyo, okay? So I'm heading there right now. Oh, once again, guys, if you find this value adding our topic about strategic thinking in the hashtag new normal, then please do us a favor. Go ahead and share this with your connections on Facebook and even outside of Facebook, like on LinkedIn, etc. And let's learn together. Let's be productive together. Let's make the most of our Yaman Day together. Okay. All right. Here it is. Okay, there you go. Strategic thinking in the new normal. All right, yep. So positive. Nakikita natin ito. Let's just check if we're gonna be able to make a watch party on this. Don't think so. Okay. Anyways, so much for that. All right, so moving on. So the reason, alam mo, ako personally, strategic thinking, isa yan sa mga pinaka-paborito kong topics. Why? Because strategic thinking ought to be used by anyone, no matter what level you're at sa kumpanya. From all walks of life, maaari nating magamit ng strategic thinking. Okay? So, paano naging napakahalagang skill? Okay? Or way of thinking, itong strategic thinking para sa akin. Ever since I retired for good as an employee back in 2013, okay? And I would say I came across this, okay? I stumbled upon this. It's something that I didn't know back then yet, but as I did or read some broad literature about how to not only put up a business but handle it in the long run, then I came across this and it really got my interest because when somebody possesses this form of thinking, then you know that not only that you're on the right track, okay, but that it elevates your thinking in up into a level, all right, where if you're there at that level, then sky is the limit. Okay, you're not going to be limited by whatever your level of education is, right? Uh, Whatever you're not going to be limited by your imperfections. You're not going to be limited by your age. okay, your experience. So this is how important this kind of thinking is. Okay, so in 2013, all right, I believe this is nothing new to you anymore. I started my training consultancy. Okay, and I'm not going to share with you anymore how old or young I was back then, but that was a time that I made a great leap of faith to put up my own training and consultancy services company and take it from there. Okay, now 1 year later, in 2014, and I can definitely guarantee that this topic we're going to talk about had something to do with it. Okay, I was already ahead with students. Okay, it was not the level that I was expecting back then to be on top of, but I believe that it was a good start. Okay, and even with NGOs and NPOs as a soft skills resource person. So I couldn't tell if it was quick or if it was slow, but at least 1 year later, we were able to make a difference. Okay. Now, 1 year later, again in 2015, all right, as you guys can see here, I was already being known. I could already consider myself as rising in the thought leadership industry. Okay. And then I started earning decent amount of money, as you guys can see there. And with Dot Around, we were blessed to have gotten our very first vehicle. Okay. Now, 1 year later, again, so if you guys could see it, the trend was always 1 year later, there would be a marked improvement. There would be a milestone that's going to be appreciable. Okay. In 2016, then I started a much more decent amount of money, as you guys can see there, and began to attract top 1,000 Filipino companies. And when we say top 1,000 Filipino companies, these are household name companies that we guys know, like in the banking industry, in the food and beverage industry, in the hotel industry, and the like. Okay, and 1 year later, again, I became one of the top corporate trainers. I'm not gonna say that at that time I could already call myself one of the best. Okay, because being called one of the best and being called one of the top, okay, are two different things. But I could say that at least I became one of the reliable thought leaders that people would engage their services, okay, for their training, consultancy, or team building, or even consultancy needs, okay. And as you guys can see there, right, you can already see it on my PowerPoint, so there's no need to emphasize it. But yeah, it was in that year that I made, I believe, one of the most important milestones in my life, being able to earn that much money. Okay. And secondly, of course, that's when I got my very first actual office. Okay. It was still an office slash, okay, house setup, but I would say it was my very first actual office because it was really a commercial space for rent. All right. And then we just took advantage of the second floor for it to be our the house side of it. Okay, and then in 2018, as you guys can see there, so another milestone arrived. Got my second vehicle, and my portfolio started to improve much more than in the previous years. Okay, and then in 2019, as you guys can see there, all right, we were able, both my wife and I were able to invest in there, seven-figure house. Okay, and that was also the time that we started planning, and it's all happening now. Everything's here now. Our first, we could call our own training center. All right, public seminar center. There you go, and where yours truly is currently in right now, along you know stretch of Ortigas Avenue extension. Okay, so I'm not boasting about these accomplishments for the heck of it. No, I'm trying to allow you guys or help you guys picture, okay, how important this topic, strategic thinking, was or has been in my journey to who I was before. Okay, yep, I was a professional. I was in the very, very fulfilling, rewarding training profession. Okay, but back then I was only an employee. All right, salaried at that. To who I am now, the CEO of my own company. All right, and well, I'm not a big fan of self-made, but maybe we could just use the term self-sufficient. Okay, and trying to accomplish more milestones after more milestones as we go along. Okay, so how did strategic thinking help in the success journey? Okay, which is yet to unfold or unravel the bigger picture. Okay, so the topic that we're gonna discuss with you, okay, is strategic thinking in the new normal, possessing entrepreneurial mindset, and how we would be able to turn things around. All right. So the very first question is, what the hell is entrepreneurial mindset, Mentor Myra? Okay, so I'm going to present to you here three bullet points that we would elaborate for you to understand further what entrepreneurial mindset is. Okay, number one, it's possessing a top-down perspective. All right, top meaning we look at the big picture, right? We need to be adept at that skill of being able to look at the horizon in front of us, looking at the big picture, and then from the big picture, okay, we go down as far as we can. Okay, go down to the details. All right, whatever's down there, and then okay, combining our knowledge of whatever's up there with the big picture we were looking at and the details of what's down there, right, to arrive at decisions that we would help us solve problems. Okay, number two, another definition of strategic thinking or entrepreneurial mindset is, okay, so I already mentioned it, from the big picture to the small details. It's very easy for us to always focus on the small details, thinking that if we focus on the small details, right, that we would be able to become much more organized, right? That the results we're after, okay, are hiding beneath the details, but that's not actually the case. Okay, if you're an employee, perhaps it's going to help you if you focus on the details instead, because your job description, your accountabilities and responsibilities are limited in, okay, the scope of your job description. But the case is different when you are at a supervisor, at least managerial, or even top manager, or even owner level. Okay, the details won't be able to help you. Okay, it is through strategic thinking that you would be able to know, all right, what's really the big deal, right? What's the true case that the details down there are not showing me, okay? So that's from the big picture to the small details. And third would be owner's mentality, all right? I so love this topic because, this was definitely one of the reasons why employees are only limited by how they perceive their work or their job. All right. If they perceive their work or their job as just merely work or job, then it's hard for them to force themselves to go above and beyond the call of duty, because I'm only going to operate within whatever matches my salary. If you get what I mean, right? But if you would be able, if us, okay, if we employees would be able to develop that entrepreneurial mindset, strategic thinking, owner's mentality, then we look into our work or job as not merely work or job, but our own little department, our own little company within a company, that we are the junior CEO of it. We own it. All right. And because we own it, we're the junior CEO of it. We're not going to let it struggle. We're not going to let it go bankrupt. We're not going to let it worse, close down. Okay. And if you have that kind of mentality, then I think it's not just about being able to appreciate your job more. It's being able to accomplish several things, no matter what it takes, at any costs, okay, to bring it to the next level. So with a person, even though he's not a supervisor or a manager possessing owner's mentality, then he's able to level up, okay, his scope of work until he gets to upgrade himself and the job, right, at hand. Okay, so that's what entrepreneurial mindset, strategic thinking, or big picture thinking is. Okay, so hopefully we're on the same page, guys. All right, now the next question that you guys might think of would be, all right, so I now know what big picture thinking is. So basically, you're telling me, Mentor Myron, that I have to consider my work or job as my little company. all right? So that it will increase my accountability or responsibility. Now, if you're in business, the more that you should be strategically thinking, because you don't want to limit what you're capable of accomplishing, right? But Mentor Myron, I believe it's not enough that we know what entrepreneurial or strategic thinking is. We want to know further, okay, how it's done and how it's truly going to bring in the results we're after. Okay, so number one, well, I cannot really say that this is like a sequential, all right? But all of these play a critical role with one another to ensure that we appreciate the results that strategic thinking brings. Number one, guys, it is important. If you're a strategic thinker at work or in your business, you need to have a grand plan. That's actually already the big picture itself. You need to have what we call your VMV. All right. I know you have an idea. Yes. Yes. Whatever you're thinking of, that's it. That's VMV. You need to have your vision. So my question to you guys is, do you have a vision? All right. Are you looking forward to something? Right? Are you after something that you consider big, that you consider gigantic, right? Humongous vision that not a lot of people can achieve, but you are setting it for yourself. That's your vision. All right, but it's not enough because we all have the saying that goes, "It's free to dream." Right? It's free to aspire. No one's gonna keep you from dreaming. No one's gonna prevent you from becoming ambitious. Okay, that's a given. All right. But the real important thing here is that what are the difficult things to do in life? Is not to dream. Okay, it's very easy to dream. All right, if you have a dream, you're gonna be able to dream. But the real difficult task that comes with it is applying what you dream of, right? Right? Being able to execute it, being able to do it, right? So that's what I'm saying. That one of the hardest things to do in life is just do something you aspire for. So after you have that vision, all right, what's up ahead? Then you need to have a mission as well, all right? So what is your mission? Your vision is the answer to the question what? What do you want to do? Who do you want to become? What do you want to achieve? Right? The mission answers the question how. Right? How are you going to be able to realize it? Okay. Now, once you know how you're going to be able to realize it, then could you be able to enumerate the? Could you be able to come up with a list on how you're going to be able to bring it about? Okay, that's your mission. And last but not least, guys, you need to have values because even if you have an ambition and even if you know how to achieve that ambition, if your mind and your spirit are not guided by positive ideals or values, okay, that would, of course, from the word itself, okay, guide you in problem solving and decision making, and then it would ensure that you have the right mentality, the right attitude, the right, um, as what we call heart set, okay? So it is very important that you have the VMV, vision, mission, and values. Okay, now, how about you, Mentor Myron? Okay, you're talking about that part of strategic thinking is having our vision, all right? And then once we have that vision, we have to back it up with how that vision should be achieved. And that we need to possess values that would help us, that would guide our mentality on how to solve problems and make decisions, make sound and ethical decisions, that is, right? But how about you, Mentor Myron? Do you have your own VNV? Of course, right? It's time for me to take pride in MSS Business Solutions vision. Okay, so let me show it to you. So this is the vision of MSS Business Solutions. We love to be a top of mind. When I say top of mind, okay, I intentionally chose this adjective. Well, I could have easily chosen preferred, but I would just like to be different. Okay, so top of mind. So the thing is, um, I cannot count eggs unless they're hatched, if you get what I mean. So for now, I believe I'm contented with being preferred or top of mind. Maybe if I would have already achieved it, then perhaps I would already aim for becoming what the best or the top. But that's okay for now. It's really up to you. Okay.
So we want to be a top of mind organization and people solutions provider in the Philippines and even some parts of Asia by 2025. We only have 5 years left, so it scares me more. The more we get closer to this year, the more I become scared that I wouldn't be able to achieve it. Okay. Next would be creating and innovating. Okay, and that's exactly what's been happening. And I'm going to show proofs to you that I've been creating and innovating to ensure that this happens. To educate, by the way, these words that start with letter E, I call these the E's to success, which I also share whenever I train people on leadership and management. All right, because for me, when people implement these, as you can see, action words, right, that they become complete in every aspect of the work. So what are those? Educate. Educate talks about knowledge. Equip talks about skills. Encourage talks about our attitude. Okay. Engage talks about relationships. Entertain talks about making it, keeping it fun, keeping it lively, keeping it something that you would always look forward to and coming back for more, right? Empower means, for people to be able to make decisions by themselves, then they need to be empowered. They need to be able to solve problems on their own, make decisions by themselves. Exemplify. I highly believe that, especially among us trainers, speakers, consultants, or facilitators, we need to role model what we expect other people to be or to do at the same time. Okay? And a score to success. All right? You know that you're becoming successful in what you are doing for other people if you are already considered as their buddy to success, their mentor. That's why between coach and mentor, I prefer to be called mentor instead because I'm going to be with you every step of the way. And I believe that's a deeper commitment to helping people. Okay? So there, this is the vision of MSS Business Solution. It's a vision, so it's still far fetched. All right, it's not accomplished yet. I'm still on my way there, but for sure, if I'm able to of course, stick to the letter here, okay, then it wouldn't be surprised if at one point in time, even before 2025, all of these happen. Okay, so once again, guys, it's not enough. If you're a strategic thinker, it's not enough that you have a grand plan. It's not enough that you have a vision. Okay, it is very important to avoid lip service if that vision or grand plan really happens and you really have tangible results. Therefore, the next slide is very important. Okay, so to accomplish this vision, I need MSS Business Solutions needs to progress as a company to there. Okay, provide products, services, and solutions that bring out the best in our client organizations. Okay, I need you guys to focus your attention on bring out the best. All right, and this is one of the value additions that MSS Business Solutions commits to. Okay, for these companies that we serve to not only meet but also exceed their bottom lines, we need to bring out the best in them. Okay, and if they're able to upskill or upgrade themselves, then that's going to happen, right? And that's our number one or one of the topmost inspirations. Okay, their capability and their people, and that are instrumental in achieving their vision, carrying out their mission, and living their core values. Okay, so we infect them positively with the same mindset that we have. That for them to be successful as well, they need to have a vision, carry out their mission as part of that vision, and of course, live by their positive values. Okay, next says here that another one of my mission statements is to grow continuously as an organization, not just through its increasing profit value, but also through growing manpower, diversifying resources, products and services, scalability growth, in other words, and developing influence in the human resources community. Okay. Next, place our clients. I'm a very big fan. All right. As a matter of fact, I'm an ambassador of customer experience. For me, the customer is all, right? The customer is where we start and the customer is where we end, right? So I put premium in customer service, and this is exactly what customer experience is. Place our clients in a product, service, or solution experience, whatever you guys provide to them, that adds value to their individual and corporate proficiency so they can empower their internal and external clientele. Okay? Correct, improve, and because I am a devoted training and development practitioner, of course, correct, improve, or replace, if needed, its internal processes, systems, and operating models to adapt to the fast-changing needs and demands of the industry, to respond to adjusting client requirements, and to align itself with world-class standards. All right. So these are the, oh, there's another one, train and develop its current and future corporate talents so they too can be empowered to bring out the best in them and fulfill their personal aspirations. So these are the mission statements that we need to be committed to and really do consistently so that the vision can happen. All right. And of course, okay, the combination is not going to be complete if the V part, the core values, the work values, the corporate values, okay, are not going to be there. So basically, I only have 5 corporate values here. Okay. Number 1, of course, I said it just earlier. Okay, customer experience. I'm an ambassador of it. So it says here, we shall be an advocate of excellent customer experience by ensuring that all throughout our clients' touch points with us, from inquiry, okay, when they inquire on our website or directly through our email, to post product, service, or solution interactions, they are happy, satisfied, and contented to have worked with us. Okay, we're blessed to be able to appreciate, okay, and continuously improve on empathy. All right, I'm a big fan of empathy. Basically, what empathy means is that we need to put ourselves in the shoes of our customers so we can understand better how they think, what their preferences or standards are, and how they want to be treated in such a way that after the entire purchasing experience, they're not only happy, but also satisfied and contented at the end. Okay, and it ushers in opportunities for repurchasing or reordering, if you get what I mean. Okay. Second would be professionalism. Professionalism is very important. Other people think that you're professional if you're educated, like you've finished your bachelor studies or you've even taken up master's or doctorate studies. No, no, your education does not define your professionalism. Okay, professionalism actually is something that even that can be present even in undereducated people. Professionalism, as I define it here, is we shall practice what we preach by reminding ourselves of the right work and business ethics. See, it's not even about education, because even if you're undereducated, if you have the right work and business ethics, you can be professional. You can be called professional. Correct? You agree? Good manners and right conduct, GMRC, and applying them in all our transactions with our clients and in our daily communications as members of the organization. All right? This is very important. Okay? Next would be integrity. Integrity is something you cannot learn, okay? Because integrity, well, perhaps we can say integrity is something you learn through realizations, okay? Especially if you guys would be able to realize and appreciate what the bad consequences are if you are a person with no integrity at all, okay? But as I define it here, we shall be consistently honest, transparent, and conscientious with our transactions with our clients, and shall uphold these values religiously even when nobody's looking. Exactly, that's what integrity is about. If you do the right thing, the best thing, the good thing, the holy thing, even when nobody's looking, okay, you are a person of integrity, and you have to uphold it. And that's the same thing that we need to do on our end, okay? Employee care, of course, there's a saying that goes that before you can take care of others or your customers, you have to take care of your employees first, because they're the frontliners. They're the ones who serve your customers, okay? If these people internal to you, okay, are not treated properly, then how do you expect them to treat fairly and well the customers, right? Okay, because there could be rebellion going on if they are maltreated, okay? Next, we believe that as we take care of our clients, people with our products, services, and solutions, we should also take care of our own at the same time. We shall value our employees and ensure that both our internal and external affairs meet halfway with their best interests and welfare. And last but not least, guys, just like what I told you at the onset, I'm a man of creation and innovation, and that's why it should appear there. Okay, for us to assure our company's growth in every sense of the word, and to realize our vision, mission, and core values, we shall always strive to set ourselves apart from the competition. Okay, let me just linger in this portion right here. Set ourselves apart from the competition. A very good strategic thinker is somebody who thinks that he or she should not compete with the competition. The competition should compete with, let's say, MSS Business Solutions. See, that's setting ourselves apart from the competition. And that's also my motto. All right. And execute differentiators. Differentiators. Okay. The question that we should always be answering is, how can we make ourselves different? What should I do that other companies in the same industry or in the same nature of business, okay, haven't done yet? All right. How can we stand out? What can we show? What can we say? What can we do that they haven't even shown, said, or done yet? That's differentiation. Okay? By always being the first, see, by always being the first in anything in the industry. And I believe this is one of the inspirations that gave birth to entertainment. My renowned branding, that I put people in a learning experience in which they're learning and at the same time they're having fun. All right. Therefore, training and entertainment, put them together, you have that portmanteau called the entertainment. See, it came from this. Okay. In saying, doing, or showing something that no competitor has ever thought or done yet. All right. So, guys, like what I told you, okay, what are the first steps to be able to think strategically is remind yourselves of what your vision, mission, and values are. And if you don't have these MV statements yet, then you have to sit down and write them down. All right. Because we cannot tell ourselves it's all up here, right? It's on my mind. No, no. Because there's even a running joke that says that if things are not written down, okay, that if you bump your head onto something, that you might forget everything, right? So it's important that they're not just thought, but they're also written down. Okay, identify your VMV. Okay, next, guys, and you might be thinking that okay, Myron, you're showing here that we, if you want to be strategic thinkers, need to think and operate like a true business owner. But I'm not a business owner, Myron. I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm just an employee. Remember what I said in the beginning, okay? That this is applicable even to employees, even if you're not a supervisor or a manager, right? What strategic thinking is saying is that you need to treat your work, no matter how little or humble it is, as your own little company, or at least a department, that you need to be very accountable and responsible for it. Okay, you're the junior CEO of that work. That whatever happens to it is your own doing, is your own misgiving. So think and operate like a true business owner, whatever you do. Okay, like in this pandemic situation, a lot of people are giving up on their passion because they're being challenged. So they're doing something else, right? In my case, I'm not giving up on training. I'm not giving up on consulting. I'm not giving up on speaking. I'm not giving up on team building, facilitating. No, matter of fact, I'm doing more of them. Okay, but because I'm a man of creativity and innovation, I have to realize, right, that I need to open up additional um, streams of income to keep the business afloat. All right, to make it remain profitable, or even become much more. Okay, because I consider my business as my business. Right? Literally, this is my business. So if I let something bad happen to it, right? That, well, since I retired for good as an employee back in 2013, it's been more or less 7 years, right? So if I give up on this passion and purpose, so it's like I gave up on more or less 7 years of my life, 7 years of my life wasted, right? So if you've already invested, okay, that much time in your passion and purpose, then the more that you should be able to think and operate like a true business owner. Own up to it. Ownership is what's going to help us not only survive but succeed and even surpass in this pandemic situation. How about you guys are with me on that? Okay. So, with that in mind, even if you have a micro business, okay, even if you are like most of us in the thought leadership industry who are freelancers, solopreneurs, you work from home. You've been working from home ever since you put up your consulting practice. All right. You don't have staff yet, or even eventually down the line, you would you would have still thought that you wouldn't ever need staff of your own. It's okay. But whether you have staff, you're a team, or you're on your own, okay? When you treat your business, your work as your little company, and you are a CEO, a business owner, then you need to divide yourself into whatever the functions of a business are. And what are those? Of course, there has to be operations, right? You're a freelancer, you need to have operations. What is operations? Basically, it's a department through which money is made, right? That's basically operations. Synonymous to production. Okay. Secondly, you need to have marketing. All right. Um, I don't know the person who became successful. All right, whose business earned lots of money, but he or she didn't market. Sorry, excuse my French. That's bullshit, right? Whatever business you're in, no matter how small or big it is, there needs to be marketing. You need to market your business, your products, your services, your solutions, be it through the traditional means of marketing or doing it online exclusively. There has to be marketing. Marketing, okay, generates the leads you need to be able to offer your offerings to. Okay, marketing is your business development. And then, of course, you also have or need to have this sales, because your sales is your follow through for marketing. Marketing generated your business. Okay, sales must close the deal. So you market yourself online, you market yourself via the traditional means. Then, after attracting, okay, your target clientele, then do the job, close it, make them say yes to you, right? Okay. Of course, part of us being a strategic thinker is ensuring that you also have finance in place, right? Especially if you have business registration and all that, you're remitting your taxes to BIR. It's very important that you're organized when it comes to your incoming and outgoing cash flows. And finance, okay, will take care of it, right? A good example is that I had my wife, okay, take up an accountant for non-accountants course because we need her to appreciate as much as I appreciate that to grow as a company from whoever we were before, that we need to be very organized and systematic when it comes to finance. So we need to learn accounting. All right. So a strategic thinker also appreciates finance and learns whatever it is that has to be learned about it to become, right, quote unquote, a real business, a real company. Okay. And last but not least, of course, there has to be HR. Myron, who's the HR if I'm on my own? Right? If I'm a soloist, who's the HR? You are also the HR. Right? If you're a freelancer, right, a solopreneur, you are the HR. Because the manager is the one who does HR work. So it is very important, all right? Okay, that there has to be HR. So Myron, once again, so earlier, to become an effective strategic thinker, you need me to have a vision, okay, carry that out through mission statements, and be guided by my values, right? That defines my attitude, my mindset, my psychology. And now you want me to think like an entrepreneur, even if I'm an employee, right? So let's say I'm a business person. You need me to. I'm just a solopreneur. I don't have staff, right? I operate by myself, but you need me to have operations in me, marketing in me, sales in me, finance in me, HR in me. Yes, guys. Yes, guys. Remember, I always tell people, right, that every single day you report for work for, okay, that you need to ask yourself, am I really productive? Am I really meeting or exceeding my company's bottom lines, or am I just busy, letting the days pass by and then it's weekend again? Yay, spend quality time with your family. Okay, so every single day you have to ask yourself, as part of being productive, okay, how did my operations go? Yes, even if you're just on your own, how did my marketing go? Did I really meet results that I want? How did my sales go? Did I close sales this week, or I got zero to boast of? Right? How's my finance? Am I being organized when it comes to my incoming or outgoing cash flows? Right? Or will my accountant, I outsource my accounting to, be confused because it seems that I don't know what I'm doing, and the person is having a hard time helping me. Okay. how is my HR going, right? Especially if you already have your own staff. Now, for a solopreneur, you are the HR and you are also your HR's employee, if you get what I mean. So what I mean by this is you yourself must have your own learning and development. Okay. All right. So before we go on, I just want to make sure that we're okay, going well here. So thank you so much for those who are watching and those who are liking this post. But if you believe you have increase, go ahead and just type down your comments in the fields below. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go on. So this is what I'm talking to you about, guys. One key to productivity in our work or business is treating our work or business as our own little company, even if we're the employee. We're just an employee and we are the owner. All right. Because once again, by treating your work as your own little company and you're the junior CEO, you enhance your professionalism, you enhance your maturity, you enhance your ownership of your work and the situations around it, okay? And you enhance your own mentality, right? You become like like in my case, I'm only in my 30s, and because I have accountability, I have responsibility, I have ownership, it seems that I feel it, I look like it, I think like it. I'm already in my 60s, 70s, or even much older, right? That's how beautiful having strategic thinking is. All right. Okay. Now, this is another strategic thinking piece of evidence that I want to share with you guys. All right. Especially if we're an employee, because we already know we've known what our job description is, right? And it runs like clockwork, right? The moment we time in or badge in on a Monday, we know how to start our day with, right? We know we know what step one, step two, step three, and so on and so forth are gonna be, right? But that's not how it works, especially if you are already at a supervisor or managerial level, right? Worse, when you're already at the ownership level of your own business, that is, right? Don't get used to the routine that when I arrive here in my office, I'm simply gonna check if there are significant incoming emails, right? And then I'm just gonna reply to them, okay? And then my routine tells me that I have to, keep our social media accounts active by posting something new every day. For me, those are already routine. So keep yourself from being from getting used to the routine, because if you're already used to the routine, right? You just be surprised to notice or observe that you're not thinking differently or uniquely anymore, that you're not doing anything different anymore. But it's the same thing every single day, Monday to Friday, next week, Monday to Friday, following week, Monday to Friday, so on and so forth, right? Because there's a saying that goes, if you keep on doing the same thing, you're not going to achieve something new. You're not going to get extraordinary results because you're already being ordinary. You think ordinarily, you do ordinarily. Okay, so just like what it says here, as you can see, always have distinct weekly action plans. Distinct is another way of saying different. Different is another way of saying unique. That week after week, you must be able to, plan for something new, execute something new, write down something new. Because if there's nothing new, I think you're already at a point that you're stagnant, right? Wherever you were when you started your business, you're just gonna get stuck there. Even if you got to grow, the point that you got to grow to, you're just gonna be stuck there, right? You're not gonna grow any further anymore. So please don't get used to the routine. Always critique yourself. Always ask yourself this question: hey, it's another week. Am I getting stuck in this routine? Is this routine or is this something new? Am I thinking differently? Am I doing uniquely? All right. So those are the things that we should be, keeping ourselves busy with. Okay. And you are a strategic thinker if you think otherwise. Okay. So let me just give you an example here. So this is an example of a strategic thinker who who is consistent with thinking uniquely, doing uniquely, and writing down something differently. Okay, so just like in my example here, Weekly goal. What's our weekly goal? So what is the answer to the question? What? There. For example, to attract 3 new training, speaking, or consulting clients. Like it doesn't matter if it's training, doesn't matter if it's speaking, doesn't matter if it's consulting. Okay? For as long as we get to attract 3 clients, new clients, that is, on the week of March 23, 2020. Or let's just be more specific. Today is June 29th, right? So on the week of June 29th, 2020. Right? So there's this very specific number here that we have to achieve 3. Okay? If you guys are familiar with SMART, you know what I'm talking about. Your goal should have a number on it, because if there's no number on it, how the hell are you going to evaluate it? How the hell are you going to determine if you're on the right track or not? Okay? So 3. Okay, take notice of that. So, of course, this is what we explained earlier. You already have a goal in mind, right? Now, what are going to be your objectives? What are going to be the answers to the question how? How the hell is this going to happen? How am I going to attract 3 new clients on the week of June 29th, 2020? So these are just examples, how and how much. Input standards. Oh, by the way, there are 2 different standards that we have to keep in mind when we're devising objectives, okay? Which are answers to the question how and how much. So input standards from the word itself, meaning input standards are what you're gonna do. What efforts are you gonna put into a set of activities to arrive at a desired result? Okay, remember a concept of input and output? So what's gonna be your input? So for whatever activities are gonna be your input, they need to have measurable aspect as well. Like in this case, see, for me to attract 3 new clients this week, okay, I or my staff need to call 50 capable companies. So this is leads generation, okay? Call 50 capable companies in Pasig City. So there's even targeting here, right? Pasig City, Mandaluyong City, and Marikina City every day. So 50. So if you guys are working from Monday to Friday, 50 times 5, that's 250. So the input standards, the activities that they have to do to arrive at the desired result, okay, should be call 50 capable companies. If they're coming short of it, then for me, that's an indication they're not productive. They're only busy because they're doing something, right? But because they're coming short of 50, they're not productive. All right. So you always have to differentiate busyness versus productivity. Okay. So there. And of course, you need to have output standards. Now, not because you get to call 50 capable companies and you're already a top performing employee. Okay. So given that you get to call 50 consistently, different capable companies every day from Monday to Friday, so you're able to hit 250. That doesn't mean that you are meeting the bottom lines, because what if you get to call 250 capable companies weekly, but none of them go with MSS Business Solutions, none of them closed a deal with us, none of them signed on a contract with us, so it's still useless. Everything's a futile effort, right? So you need to have output standards as well. So from among these 50 different companies that we need to call up, all right? So there must be 40 of these 50 leads that we need to arrange an in-person meeting with. That's going to be your output standard. So again, the input standard is the activity you need to do to arrive at a desired result. Output standard, on the other hand, is the desired result or results themselves. Okay, so those are 2 different things. So keep it in mind that when you are writing down objectives to support your goal, that they need to be a good balance between input and output standards. Okay, so you are a strategic thinker if you do that. All right, so exactly what I said just now, not because you're busy, it means you're productive, right? Because if you look at a busy person, right, this person seems to be doing a lot of things, right? This person calls here, calls there. This person walks here, walks there. This person runs here, runs there. This person drives here, drives there. You know, this person talks a lot. But at the end of the day, the basis is your scorecard. So if I look at your scorecard, you seem to have a lot of things up on your plate. But if I look at your scorecard, are you delivering the goods? Because it doesn't look that way. So that means you're busy, but you're not productive. All right. So at the end of the day, of course, we don't look at people like robots, but at the end of the day, your KPIs matter more. Okay. So there you go. All right, so hopefully you guys are learning. If you are finding value in what we are discussing now, then once again, please do us a favor. This is happening on facebook.com/the corporate enter trainer, and we're cross posting on facebook.com/MSS Biz Solutions. Go ahead and share this with your friends on Facebook or even outside of it on all of your social media or networking websites. And let's learn together. Let's make this viral. Learning and development exactly what we need these trying times, because a person who is well educated, well equipped, well encouraged, you have a good combination of knowledge, the required or necessary, okay, that is skills and attitudes, will be the one to surpass this global pandemic situation. Okay, you're going to be able to come out on top, all right, unscathed. That is okay. So a strategic thinker, this is all about strategic thinking and its application in this hashtag new normal. A strategic thinker always treats each problem as an opportunity. Okay, like in my case, ever since this global pandemic exploded, that it was really a headache, because the entire training and development industry, be it training, speaking, consulting, or facilitating, was affected bad, right? And I'm not going to be ashamed to tell you guys that we were earning little to nothing, right? But but instead of dwelling on the problem that we're earning little to nothing, okay, I focus on the positive instead. I try to spot opportunities around me, okay, by determining, okay, uh, let's say training and development is really weak. Nobody's getting a trainer, nobody's getting a speaker, nobody's getting a consultant or a facilitator. So let's keep things as they are. I'm not gonna close down. I'm not gonna declare myself as bankrupt. Okay, but to where else should I turn? Okay, so that's the biggest question there. So the problem, okay, I acknowledged that there was or were problems, okay, but I immediately proceeded to finding solutions to immediately kill them, shoot them down. So that's how strategic thinkers should think, all right? Because remember this, guys, if we are problematic about a problem, instead of just being or looking for one solution because you only have one problem, you're just gonna worsen it, right? Problems are just gonna come one after another, they're just gonna pile up, and it's gonna make your life even much more miserable. So what do we do to a problem when a problem even unavoidably arrives? All right, don't dwell on it. Okay, it's okay to be emotional, cry it all out, but just go ahead and focus your attention, your strength, and your street smarts to whatever the solutions are, so that that problem, right, transforms into an opportunity. There must always be a solution to every problem. Keep that in mind, guys. Okay? So let me just give you some examples here. I gave you an example just now. Okay, let me give more. For example, work is suspended due to ECQ, and there are no clients for training, speaking, or consulting. So you have to, a strategic thinker looks at situations from different angles. Okay, are there no clients for training, speaking, or consulting because they don't appreciate training, speaking, or consulting any longer? Or are there no clients for training, speaking, or consulting because they're just afraid, all right, that they're going to contract this SARS-CoV-2 virus and they're going to get sick, okay? So if they're just afraid and they still appreciate the benefits of training, speaking, or consulting, they just don't want you to go to their office and do it in person, right? They want no human contact, right? They don't want to touch you. They don't want to shake hands with you. They don't want to get near you, even with this social distancing. So, so that's a mystery. What could be the solution for that? So they just don't like in-person training, speaking, and consulting, but perhaps they would appreciate bringing our services online. So the solution to this problem is you just have to what? Convert or transform the usually in-person training, speaking, and consulting services to online counterparts, and that's it, right? And then the next problem to hurdle is convincing them that the online version could be as effective as the in-person version if they're just gonna open their mind to it. All right, and you as the trainer, speaker, consultant, or facilitator can just be very creative and innovative about it. Voila! right? The problem became a solution, and the solution became an opportunity for not only thriving but succeeding. Okay, another example is this. Let's just say that August, right? Usually, those who are Chinese thinking, right? Or maybe I'm wrong. Sorry for being. I hope I didn't come across racist there. But some people, okay, let's forget about the Chinese topic. But some people think that August is a ghost month. Is it really a ghost month, or is that how you just want to think about it? Right? So let's just say that August is really a ghost month. It's time tested. It's been proven ever since. Okay. So are you just gonna dwell on that problem? August is a ghost month, because how you think about things, okay, will dictate your actions. So August is a ghost month, and then you're just gonna slack off. You're just gonna do nothing. No, hell no, right? Even if August is a ghost month, then perhaps what you can do, even if there's no business in August, is you can plant your seeds in the second quarter. So second quarter would be April, May, June, right? So plant your seeds April, May, June, right? So that come the third quarter, July, August, September, because you had planted seeds, then you would have already harvested those seeds in the third quarter. Then voila, even if August is a ghost month, you're still gonna have business. You're still gonna rake in money, right? And last but not least, another example of what I mean when I say focus on the solutions and not on the problems. December and January are weak months because in December they're already focusing on closing their financial accounts, right? In January they're still planning, and there are no schedules yet, right? Usually that's how we think, particularly in the training and development industry. I'm not sure with other industries, right? So are you going to focus on that? December and January are weak months, so you're going to be weak too? Your efforts are going to be weak too? No, of course not. So what you can do instead is plant your seeds in the third quarter, all right? Or not third quarter, third quarter and early fourth quarter, right? August, September, October, and even November. So plant your seeds in those months, or perhaps resort to alternative services aligned with your training, consulting, speaking, facilitating expertise or business. So come December, even if there's no new business anymore, okay, because they're already focusing on their Christmas parties, year end, etc. And in January, they're still like finding their momentum to initiate HR services or activities. Then at least, right, you're gonna have your bucket is gonna be full of things to keep yourself busy with. All right. So once again, guys, the learning here is this: don't dwell on your problem. Focus on the solutions. When you do dwell on your problem or problems, okay, it only gives you a headache, right? So by then you would have already have two problems: the solution you're looking for to the problematic situation, and then your headache. So you're just worsening the situation. Hopefully, you get what I mean. Okay. So, and this is another perspective that I want to infect you with positively. Be thankful that we have problems, because it is in problems that blessings usually dwell. Okay? So, it's like after the storm, there's a rainbow. And at the end of the rainbow, there's a golden chest, right? Full of gold, treasure, jewelry. Okay? So that's how we should think as strategic thinkers, be it at work or in our business, our own business. Okay? And of course, a strategic thinker is somebody who doesn't settle who he is, where the business is at. No. So you need to have uh, this unquenchable thirst, right? This unquenchable thirst to keep on growing, to keep on improving, to knowing more, becoming much better in your craft. All right. A good strategic thinker always thinks and behaves like that. So don't settle. Always challenge yourself to grow. Okay, like in my case, guys, from 2013 to 2015, it was just me, right? Until my wife tagged along, okay, in 2016, and then of course along the way we got to work with part timers, OJTs, right? And until we grew this solopreneurship to a full-fledged company in every sense of the word. Okay, so the reason I'm showing you this is this was or has been my effort to not only settle for who I was, who I am now, but somebody who's unceasingly longing to grow or become bigger. Okay, and so a strategic thinker must always think like that. So in 2013, 2014, guys, so that's as far as my employees are concerned. From 2013 to 2014, okay, you guys would be surprised to know that this was my very first office. It was just one corner of that very small apartment that we had lived in, all right? And that's my firstborn when he was between 1 and 2. I couldn't recall anymore. And that was my very first office setup. So I applied for internet connection. Then there's also an accompanying landline, right? I got my computer set up there. But I told myself that I wouldn't settle, right? I should continuously grow. So from being a work from home entrepreneur in just that side of the house, okay, in 2015 to 2016, we transferred to a bigger house. It was still an apartment, but it was bigger, and my home base office got bigger too. So that was the exact address right there. You might want to visit it one of these days to confirm. All right, so there. From 2016 to 2019, we transferred to an actual commercial space for rent. It's really a commercial space. As you can see here, there's a roll up, okay, and but because we couldn't afford to stay in a separate house, all right, we still stayed in it. Both we used it both as an office and as our house, okay, our residence, because there's a second floor. So that's where we had lived up on the second floor while the first floor became our office. So at least we were able to separate my work or business and, of course, private life, okay, family life. And of course, okay, because once again, we wouldn't settle, all right? We always aim to grow, to diversify, to improve. There. 2019 onwards, guys, we got our very first office, actual office, pure office, 100% office inside a building, right? A commercial building along a major highway or national road, which is Ortigas Avenue Extension. Okay, and if you guys would like to visit us one of these days, just make sure you're wearing your mask when you come over here. So we're just along here, Ortigas Avenue Extension. Okay, so before, especially when I was still a solopreneur, a freelancer, so to speak. Okay, I was just myself. When somebody would call in inquiring about a training that's not my expertise, I would decline it. I would simply say, "Oh, sorry, that's not my expertise. Uh, you might want to look for somebody else for that." Until I realized, once again, don't settle, right? I realized that, hey, why was I saying no to that? I could have taken that, and I could have just looked for an expert for that, and I could have just supplied that person, right? It was a missed opportunity that I should take advantage of. So I changed my mentality over it, and then the next time that somebody would call in to ask for a trainer, speaker, consultant, or facilitator for a topic that's not my specialization, I wouldn't say no to it. I would grab it. I would take advantage of it, and then I would just work hard to find an expert for it who would eventually be my close friend, right? Who would be an eventual partner there. So good for that person I find, good for me as well. Because of course I get a commission. At first I was starting with a commission, but then I realized we were making use of our OR. So instead we got the lion's share of the deal, and we would just pay the partner, trainer, speaker, or consultant for whatever he or she is worth, right? So from just being a solopreneur, we grew to become a speaker, trainer, and consultants bureau. And this is the Thought Leaders Philippines Speakers Bureau arm of MSS Business Solutions. And those photos you can see right here are just a few of our so many partner or member consultant speakers and trainers. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Don't settle for who you are, okay? you have to grow, improve, diversify, and change constantly, right? The only remaining constant in this world is change, remember? That's already a cliche. No need to elaborate. All right? Once again, you are a strategic thinker if you are like that. So let us just read this out together. Who you are and what you can do today should always be a better version of who you were and what you could do yesterday. Very true. Okay? It always says it all, right? So continuous improvement. Improvement as a person, improvement as a business, improvement in your process, improvement in your system, improvement in your overall mentality and psyche. Okay. So hashtag mayroon akong advice. I believe we're almost done with our freemium, our free learning session for today, Monday, June 29th, 2020. Okay, once again, guys, please keep this in mind. Always be reminded of this. Always be guided by this every single day you do your work or business. Treat your practice, your business, your profession as a company or as a business, regardless if you're just a one-man team. Okay? Remember, guys, our decisions, responses, reactions, and other behaviors are all outputs or outcomes of our mentality. Okay? If you think poorly, you are also going to reap poor results. Okay. If you're an advantage taker, not the advantage taker that we know, okay, this is the positive kind of advantage taker. If you are an advantage taker, then you are really going to enjoy advantages. Okay. If you are an opportunity seeker and luckily you come across opportunities, then you are really going to be attracting opportunities. On the other hand, if you are problem oriented, then don't be surprised if you're surrounded or filled with problems. Okay? If you always look at the not so bright side of life, okay, that's what life's gonna give back to you, the negatives. All right? So once again, our decisions, responses, reactions, and other behaviors are all outputs or outcomes of our mentality. So improve your inputs so you can have really nice outputs. Okay, so there you go. So that ends our free learning session for today. Okay, this is your mentor Myron Santa Ana, and I hope that you've learned a lot from this discussion. So the time is 4:13, perhaps for the remaining 2 minutes. If there is anyone who would like to ask questions, we can accommodate them for now. Okay, is there anyone here that we have to acknowledge? Let's see here. Okay. I just couldn't see the live comments or remarks, but let me see here. Okay. Okay, this is not posted on the Facebook page yet. Okay. All right. So there are no questions, but let me just acknowledge these people who liked. Okay, so we have Julie Tipay. There you go. All right. Okay. So that's it for today, guys. Remember, all right, if you want to be successful or become more successful in your business or in your work, all right, you need to possess strategic thinking or entrepreneurial mindset or ownership mentality. Okay. And if you have ownership mentality, then you'll be able to treat your work as your own little company and you're the junior CEO. You're not going to let it struggle. You're not going to let it close down. You're not going to let it go bankrupt. You are really going to put your best foot forward. Okay. You are really going to correct and improve how you think, how you solve problems, how you make decisions, how you behave, how you reply, how you react, and you become the best version of what or who you're capable of. Okay? So thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and just keep yourselves up to date with the latest activities here. And yours truly, okay, Mentor Myron Santa Ana, the corporate entertainer and soft skills guru, by visiting every now and then this Facebook page, facebook.com/the corporate entertainer, and my company's Facebook page, facebook.com/MSS Biz Solutions. Okay, that's it for now, guys. Once again, thank you so much. Enjoy your Yaman Day. Yaman in every sense of the word. Yaman to be able to, achieve your life's aspirations. Bye for now. Enjoy the rest of your day. And make sure that you start your week right. Awesome. Bye.